Hello 大家 Namaste， 欢迎你们回来我的频道。
My darling, what a beautiful day.
我今天要开始一个新的系列，神秘印度。我每一个星期会用 vlog 的方式给大家介绍一下印度不同的宗教。我不是宗教专家，其实我对很多宗教一无所知。希望我们可以一起探索印度不同的宗教，还要让你们了解一下印度的宗教对印度人的意义。那我们这个星期会从印度教或者 Hinduism 开始。Namaste。我们的第一站是我大学朋友 Sarees 的家里，開始吧。Hey, what's up? Hey man, how you doing? Yeah, of course. 我先给 Sarees 的爸爸介绍了一下我的频道，他也想要看看我之前拍过的影片。每次跟朋友一起看我的影片的时候，会感觉到有点小尴尬。不过他好像很喜欢我的频道，这也是我的第一次见到 Sarees 的妈妈。Hello, Adi. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I guess, yeah, to begin with, maybe you guys could just explain like what is the essence of Hinduism and its like core beliefs.
Hinduism are basically seen in a very narrow context in today's world, right? Many people believe Hinduism is ritualistic. That's a very elementary step. That's the beginning of the step. Hinduism is a very broad way. It's a way of life. It's basically, searching and finding out the ultimate truth. There is a word called in Sanskrit, Sanatan. Sanatan is eternal, ancient. We believe that to reach God, everyone can do whatever he wants. The end point is reaching the truth of God. And to reach there, you have many practices, many tools, many ways of living. But unfortunately, many people, including most of the Hindus, see the means as the end point. And that's been projected. But that's not so. To come to my house, you can choose any means, any ways, right? At the end of the day, your objective should be coming here. Not objective should be worshipping the MRT, worshipping the car.
Okay, so I think, yeah, you guys just mentioned how Hinduism has, of course, its like ritualistic side, but also its more spiritual side, right? Maybe like to talk about things from a more sort of concrete level. What are some of the main gods, and like what are some of the rituals?
See, the rituals all come. We are all very human life is ritualistic. We want to follow a particular procedure, right? So rituals in Hinduism is tuning yourself to reach the ultimate goal. For somebody it is dress, somebody it is fragrance, somebody it is sweets. They believe that they get up after taking bath and then they light the lamp. Lighting the lamp basically is, I am ignorant of you. Please enlighten my mind.
Right.
That's the whole idea.
Yeah.
But people forget. Anything which you can place your faith on it, Hinduism allows. So therefore, there are no number of gods or something like that. N number of gods.
Yeah.
Day after tomorrow, there can be new god. There's nowhere where serenity is not there, where God is not there. So there are people who actually took a stone and invoked God. They thought he is a god.
Right.
And they ultimately found it. One is Lord Vishnu, another is Lord Shiva, another one is Lord Mother. The philosophy is, the world is taken care of by Vishnu. There is another Shiva. At the end of the day, everything in this world has to perish. So Shiva, he wears skulls, puts ash, and the mother nature is completely colorful.
Right.
Okay. So therefore people also worship mother.
It seems like there's one thing that they are manifesting, right? So what is that one core thing that all gods and all these ideas are spawning out of?
Core concept is, this whole world there is a consciousness. At the core, all of us are the same. So to reach there, that's the ultimate truth. You have to come out of your behavior and get to the cosmic behavior. That's basically the thing.
Yeah.
I like your eating with hand.
Yeah.
Did you add the ghee to that?
And then you mix it with your spoon?
Yeah,
or you can
with
just
your hand actually.
Okay.
Usually people just use their hand to mix it all up.
Andy, so what's the secret recipe that you have in this dosa?
Secret recipe, only love.
Whereas South Indian food or like idli is like it's the treat to eat. I have another question. How do you guys feel like Hinduism evolves with modernity?
That's a great question. The way my parents practice the religion is very different from what I practice. You know, there's aspects of Buddhism that I incorporate. There's aspects of like Greek philosophy, Stoicism that I incorporate. I think Hinduism is, at the end of the day, it is how people want to practice it. Little altar of different gods. So this is Sai Baba. He's actually a saint. He's not a god. He's a saint who lived in India in the 1800s and early 1900s. I'm named after him, fun fact. Vishnu, an idol of Vishnu, and that's goddess Lakshmi. And then below that you have Rama, Lakshmana, Sita, and Hanuman. And that's Ganesha, the elephant god. Behind that big portrait is Vishnu. So these over here are things that people put on their foreheads. So for example, this is kumkum, it's red vermilion, and this is, we call it vibhuti, but it's basically ash. They take a shower and they light the lamp and then they put these on their foreheads before they go in. This is that all the idols will usually have flowers, they'll be decorated with flowers. Actually, my mom, I think every few days she'll change the clothing and she'll also deck them up with different flowers. So there's a lot of thought that goes into what's the color coordination of the clothing and the flowers and all of that.
You can explain the different types of sarees that exist in India.
Sarees basically it's an Indian traditional attire. There are 6-yard sarees, 9-yard sarees, 7-yard sarees. So in olden generations, like my previous generation, my grandmother used to wear 7-yard saree, and even now in South India, like Chennai and all, they wear 9-yard sarees on functions and any auspicious functions. And this saree is a typical Andhra handloom saree.
Right. And what's the design?
Oh, the design is there are peacocks here. Here there is a peacock and some pots.
Okay. Thank you, Auntie.
आँखें मिला के तुम मुझे क्या कहोगी
Alright, Sai, so where are we?
So we're right now at Piramal Temple, which is actually one of the oldest temples in Singapore.
What have we just done right now before we enter?
Shoes and footwear, it's dirty, so you want to go in by taking off your shoes. And the next thing we do is we have to actually go wash our feet and wash our hands. Yeah. And the idea is that you're cleaning yourself up before entering this religious place.
Okay, Sai, we've entered now.
Yes. Usually people start off by praying from the left and they go clockwise to the right. There's the main deity on whom this temple is built. That main deity is always at the center of the temple. Okay. And what you usually have is the other gods, other deities who are surrounding the main deity of the temple.
For some females, they might have to wear like they might have to cover their knees.
Yeah.
Sometimes you can like rent this inside the temple, right?
That's right.
And then, as a foreigner that's visiting our temple, how should they be most respectful so that they can have the best experience?
You know, most Hindu temples are very beautiful in the way the architecture is. A lot of the temples actually welcome tourists and welcome people to come and see the architecture because a lot of effort goes into that. But the most important thing is just to ensure that those who are actually praying, you know, we give them their space, give them their peace and privacy.
Actually, I know we ate just a while ago, but I'm actually starting to get pretty hungry.
I'm hungry as well. So I think we should get some food in our bellies.
Should we get some lunch?
Let's do it.
Awesome, cool.
So I ordered bhatura, comes with chole, which is chickpea curry. Yeah. And strangely enough, they gave me French fries to go with it. Yeah. So why not?
Yeah. I've got this thing called idli. So this is like made out of like a rice batter, right? 就是不一样的香料. And then I also have this like curry over here. There's this thing called vada, which is like a fried bread stick dough kind of thing as well.
Start with the French fries, which is...
Yeah, let's begin with the French fries. 有椰子的、薄荷的，还有一种番茄酱，蘸这个咖喱就好了。Pretty good.
Pretty good.
You know, as the world becomes more modern, and sometimes these ideas of religion get cast to the side, how do you still have that sort of motivation to hold on to your religion?
So to be honest, I think I was very religious maybe about 6 years ago. You should try it. It's amazing French fries. I view it very much as a form of culture. But in terms of my core beliefs, I just want to continue learning. I want to learn, I want to read. I also try and read, Islamic texts. I try and read Buddhist scriptures. And I just want to learn and figure out my own hybrid way of practicing spirituality.
Right. One of the questions that my fans had is, why is it that even though Buddhism originated in India, but there's more Hindus in India than there are Buddhists?
Buddhism was at one point, one of the primary religions in India. So there was this ruler, Ashoka, who pretty much had conquered most of India, and he made Buddhism a state religion, so to speak. After Ashoka and his successors, that dynasty faded. The subsequent dynasty that came into India was predominantly Hindu. It then became, the primary way of living. There's a lot of people who would consider Buddha as one of the Hindu gods. People view Buddhism as very much like a sister religion of Hinduism, so to speak. You tried the French fries?
I have been eating your French fries.
Yeah, good man. Yeah.
Hinduism actually allows us all to be very equal.
Yeah.
And at its core is a religion of love and purity and acceptance.
That's right.
I hope that we can always remember the fundamental core of Hinduism.
Cut our skin, and the color of the blood is always red. We should celebrate the differences and have that as something that unites people.
Cheers, man.
Cheers to
religion.
and to Komlas.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's spicy. Let me try it. Oh, it's just like green peppers.
So what do you do in your spare time?
I work at Facebook. I also enjoy sports, making films, so I do act occasionally.
I just want to add something here.
Yeah.
大家如果你们觉得他很帅的话，你们可以在下面加1，对他超级帅，是不是？
What was that?
No, nothing.
What did he say?
So,
Oh, I look like Adi, so so if I'm good looking, he's good looking too.
Thank you for inviting me over.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, do you have anything you want to say to the audience?
I actually follow a lot of Adi's videos on his channel, and I do love reading your comments whenever they're in English. It's just wonderful to see people spread not only awareness about different cultures, but also just spread happiness.
Should we get a drone shot?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Sing from above. Every day, boy, it seems